channel of BLawyers Vietnam. I am Trang, a paralegal of BLawyers Vietnam, and next to me is lawyer Ngoc, who is the senior partner of our company.
Hello, my name is Trang. I am a senior partner of the BLawyers Vietnam.
So to get started, our frequently asked questions series today, we're going to bring you answers to frequently asked questions about the topic of divorce resolution at the competent court in Vietnam. So for the first question, we would very much like to know who has the right to request the court to settle the divorce between spouses in the law of Vietnam.
Yes, the following person had the right to request the court to settle the divorce.
Yeah.
The first one, a spouse or boss,
Yeah.
or the second, the parent or relative of a spouse who is unable to persist and control his or her past due to a mental disease or another disease and currently is a victim of domestic violence caused by his or her spouse, which seriously harm his or her life, health, or spirit.
Thank you. So under what circumstances that the spouses cannot request the court to settle the divorce?
A husband cannot request a divorce when his wife is pregnant, giving birth, or nursing an under 12-month child.
So how is the jurisdiction of the Vietnamese court regarding the divorce with foreign elements regulated?
By law, dispute or request for divorce settled involving the party or assets abroad are under the jurisdiction of a growing level people court. Other cases shall be under the jurisdiction of a district level people court. For the case where the court settled a divorce between a Vietnamese citizen in the border area and a citizen of a neighboring country who reside in the border area with Vietnam, it falls under the jurisdiction of the district level people court.
Whether or not grassroots conciliation a mandatory procedure before the divorce settlement proceeding in Vietnam?
No, it is not. The state encourages conciliation at grassroots level when the husband and wife have a divorce request but do not put in a request.
We would like to know if mediation at the court a mandatory procedure before the divorce settlement proceeding.
No, it is not. Article 54 of the Law of Marriage and Family 2014 regulates that after accepting a divorce petition, a court shall conduct conciliation in accordance with the civil procedure law. However, according to Article 207.3 CCB 2015, the court shall not carry out the mediation procedure when one of involved party apply for non-mediation.
We would very much like to know the steps involved in the procedure of the divorce by mutual consent of the two spouses under the laws of Vietnam.
The procedure to settle the divorce by mutual consent include the following steps. Step 1. Husband and wife prepare a mutual divorce dossier and submit to the competent people court. Step 2. After receiving the dossier, within the 3 working days, the chief justice of the court will assign a judge to handle the dossier. If the dossier is eligible, the judge will issue a notice to the couple to pay the fee within 3 working days. Step 3. Within 3 days from the day of acceptance to settle, the involved party will be notified of the settlement of the request for recognition of divorce by mutual consent. Step 4. The court prepare for the consideration of the divorce by mutual consent dossier. The time limit for preparing for consideration of the dossier is 1 month from the day of acceptance. Such time limits can be extended for not exceeding 1 month more. During the time of preparing for consideration of the dossier, the court shall issue decision to open a meeting to resolve the request for the divorce by mutual consent. Step 5. The court shall open the meeting to resolve the request for the divorce by mutual consent within 15 days from the day on which the decision to open the meeting is issued. Step 6. The court issue the decision on recognize the divorce by mutual consent. In case of successful conciliation, the husband and wife reunite. The court will issue the decision to suspend the settlement of the request for the divorce by mutual consent. If the conciliation fails and the couple still wishes a divorce, the court will issue a decision on recognizing the divorce by mutual consent. The marriage relation terminates from the day on which decision on recognition of the divorce by mutual consent take legal effect.
So here are the 6 steps in the procedure of mutual consent divorce. Can the court settle a divorce by mutual consent of husband and wife when both parties are not available in Vietnam, dear lawyer?
Yes, it can. According to the Article 367.2 of CCP 2015, in case the husband and wife cannot return to Vietnam to attend the meeting to resolve the request for divorce by mutual consent, and at the same time, they either request to the court to settle the divorce by mutual consent in their absence. The court may consider and settle the case according to the general procedure.
How are the procedure of divorce disputes between husband and wife is settled at the court in Vietnam?
The procedure to settle the divorce dispute between husband and wife include the following steps. Step 1. The spouse prepare divorce petition, supporting document and submit to a competent court. Step 2. After receiving the request to resolve the divorce dispute, the court will consider accepting the divorce case. If it is either considered to have the ground to object the case, the court shall request the plaintiff to pay advance cost fee. Step 3. The court open the meeting to examine the handover, access and publicizing of evidence, and conducting conciliation in accordance with the law. At the mediation meeting, if the conciliation is successful, the court will issue the decision to recognize the successful conciliation. If conciliation fails, the court will settle the case. Step 4. The court open the first instance trial and issue a decision to resolve the divorce dispute. After the trial, the court will issue a judgment to terminate the marriage relations between husband and wife.
We would like to know whether or not the court can separate the property dispute from the divorce case.
Yes, it can. It can. Divorce request related to the property dispute upon divorce. Request related to the child custody dispute upon divorce are considered a different request, but similar in composition of the litigant. If necessary, the court can entirely separate the property dispute from the other requests in the divorce case.
Can a foreigner not residing in Vietnam authorize another person to participate in the resolution of the divorce at a competent court?
Yeah. No, he or she cannot. According to the law in the divorce case, the involved party cannot authorize another person to participate in the proceeding of the litigation on their behalf. The involved party can only authorize another person to participate in the proceeding of the resolution of the dispute over property upon divorce.
So we hope that our above presentation would clarify your inquiries about the divorce resolution at computer court in Vietnam. We also completed our presentation in this video. We hope to see you guys in our next video. And thank you, Lawyer John, for participating in the interview today.
Thank you.